We're going to study today line graph, but mind well, these are the questions what we'll be studying. Line graph is a pretty simple thing. Let's say if we want to show Pankaj Gandhi's weight in 2014, 2015, 2016. It was 80 kgs, 90 kgs and full century. Simply what we do, let's say this value 80, this value 90, this value 100. So this line shows, this line graph merely shows his weight in year 2014, 15, 16. Y-axis year, x-axis weight. So we are not here how to represent. What we'll be studying, line graph merely does a line which shows trend, values. So we have joined so that we can make out these are Pankaj Gandhi's weights. But what we are going to study in this lecture, two very popular kind of questions, the percent profit, a line graph showing percentage profit. Now first caselet is going to be about percentage increase in profit. Percentage increase in profit obviously with respect to previous year. And the other we are going to do is percentage profit in that particular year. Whole lot of difference, percent profit in that year. What exactly this means is, in particular year, on 100 rupees expenditure, how much profit company had. In this case, we learn is as respect to previous year, with respect to previous year, how much percent increase was there. So carefully understand, a lot of effort is being put in to explain these concepts. Extremely popular kind of questions here, especially bank POs, MBA entrances. These two kind of case lists are very popular. They are tougher ones. Concepts, especially if you don't understand the basic difference, it's not line graph, much beyond that. So let's enjoy it. We start with the first caselet. Look, first of all, let's understand the basics of these two types of line graphs. This is one type we are doing. Line graph shows percentage increase, percentage, mind well, obviously with respect to previous, in profits. Understand kids, when I say percentage increase with respect to previous year, सिंपल मीनिंग है, यहां समझ के लीजिए, अच्छे से समझ के लीजिए, दैट इफ दिस इज कंपनी सी, दिस इज कंपनी सी, मीनिंग इज if in 2008 company C's profit was 100, if in 2008 it was 100, in 2009 it's going to be 120. बेटा समझ के लो, C if I say 2009, 20% profit में increase as compared to previous. मीन्स पिछले साल अगर प्रॉफिट 100 था, पिछले साल प्रॉफिट 100 था, तो इस साल प्रॉफिट, लिसन नाउ, व्हाट डू यू मीन इफ 2000, अच्छा लेट्स से 2012, इफ वी टॉक ऑफ 2012, इट मीन्स इफ कंपनी बी, वी आर टेकिंग बी का 2011 में प्रॉफिट 100 था. We are so judgmental and we have so many our own thoughts. Please don't say that B का profit remain constant. No, इसका meaning है 2010 से 11 B's profit increased by 15%. What it means? 10 to 11 B's profit increased by 15%. Line is looking same, means 10 to 11 B's increased by 15%, and again 11 to 12, look, this value suggests percentage increase in the price of profit of B from 11 to 12 is 15%, means if in 2011 it was 100, it will be 115. Basics are more important, questions are going to be easier. First understand basic. Basic क्या लिखा है? Line graph shows percentage increase in profit as compared to previous. तो मीनिंग समझा रहा हूं मैं, 2000 ये स्ट्रेट मत बोलो और डोंट से ये कम हो गया है. सिंपल मीनिंग इज 2011 to 12, 10 to 11 be increased by 15%, 11 to 12 also. Now if you look at this negative 10, what does it mean? if B का 2012 का profit was 100, listen, in 2013 negative means look, कंपनी को लॉस नहीं हुआ है. अंडरस्टैंड, कंपनी डिड नॉट मेक लॉस. निगेटिव देख के मत बोलो. पिछले साल से प्रॉफिट 10% कम हो गया है. आई रिपीट व्हाट आई सेड. व्हाट डज इट मीन? इफ यू लुक एट बी का निगेटिव 10 वैल्यू मीन्स इफ 2012 में प्रॉफिट 100 था, 13 में प्रॉफिट इज 90. लॉस नहीं है, प्रॉफिट में कमी आई है. Furthermore, to continue understanding with the concepts here, listen. Line graph is showing, as I have said, percentage increase as compared to previous year. Suno, what's given here? If you look at this company A, 2008 to 9 profit increased by 30%. Now don't say ये कम हो गया है. Listen kids, it's growing. From 8 to 9 it grew by 30%, but now ये कम नहीं हुआ है, growth कम हुआ है. For example, let's say a person scored in 10th 80% marks, 12th 90% marks, and in BE he scored 95. Growth is there, but growth slow हो रहा है. समझ में आ रहा है? इंक्रीज अभी भी है, ग्रोथ थोड़ा स्लो हो रहा है. मीन्स हियर ए का प्रॉफिट इंक्रीज बाय 30%. सिंपल मीनिंग इज, लिसन किड्स, व्हाट इट मीन्स इज ए, if in 2008 profit was 100A, if A का profit in 2008 was 100A, 2009 this increased by 30%, it became 130A. It became 130. Now in 2010 it did not get reduced. It is increasing, but by what percent? 20%. 20% of 130A. So it will increase by 26A, and it becomes what here? 156A. What I said? If it was 100A, 2008 to 9, 2009 में पिछले साल के मुकाबले 30% increase, 138. Now it's 20% increase, 20% increase on 138. 138 is 20%, 26. So that's how we should be taking. I hope you are able to understand. Now, third thing you need to understand here is, now if I ask you, which company in 2009 had highest profit? Kids, understand, if I ask you, which company had highest profit in 2009? Profit percentage nahi, amount. Kids, please don't say it was A. A, we cannot say. Look, these values represent percentage increase. Means 2008 में if A had 100A, B had 100B, C had 100C, तो 2009 में A will be 130A, B will be 125B and C will be 120C. So no, A grew by 30%, 100 था तो 130. B grew by 20%, 25%. Who had highest profit in 2009 अपन निकाल रहे हैं, and if C had 200C तो 2009. But please don't say A had highest. We cannot say, because it depends on who had what profit in 2008. Simple. It may happen this was 50 crore, this was 100 crore, this was 500 crore. ऐसा रहा तो C will be highest. So it depends. But अगर ऐसा रहा, if this is the case that A had 100, B had 50, C had 10, so who will be having highest? A. But if all the three start at same value, who will have highest? A. So obviously ये ग्राफ क्या दिखा रहा है? परसेंटेज इंक्रीज. सो कौन से साल में किसका हाईएस्ट था? वी कैन नेवर से. हु हैड व्हाट स्टार्टिंग प्रॉफिट? एक सिंपल एग्जांपल लो. इफ आई आस्क यू रिलायंस का प्रॉफिट, लिसन किड्स, रिलायंस का प्रॉफिट इन 2016 grew by 20% increase as compared to previous year. And एक अननोन कंपनी है छोटू कॉर्पोरेशन, इट ग्रू बाय 50% इंक्रीज. बेटा अपने को पता नहीं है छोटू क्या था और रिलायंस क्या था. 2015 में if both had same, Reliance will have 120, Chotu will have 150. Who will have more is Chotu. But if Reliance का प्रॉफिट होता है साल का 25 करोड़, 25,000 करोड़ और बेचारा छोटू कमाता है 25 लाख, so then obviously we cannot say. And if Reliance had profit 25,000 crore and Chotu had 1 lakh crore, so it depends पिछले साल किसका कितना था. ठीक है. One more example, let's say I tell you, पर्सन, एक लड़की है विद्या, इस साल वजन बढ़ा 10%, 10% इंक्रीज इन वेट. एंड एक है सुक्की दीपिका, शी इंक्रीज बाय 30% इन वेट. Who is more this year? 2015 to 2016. 15 to 16, Vidya grew by 10%, Deepika grew. Obviously, we cannot say who is more in 2016. We cannot say. If both started at same, Vidya 110, Deepika. But if Vidya had 80 kgs and Deepika had 50 kgs, so अभी भी कौन? So it depends on starting base who will be more. So if I tell you what issue here is, if question asked is who had highest profit in 9 or 10, please don't say we don't know who started with what. If A started with 100A in 2009, previous year से इस साल का इंक्रीज है, प्रीवियस ईयर किसका कितना था पता नहीं, तो 2009 या 10 कौन हाईएस्ट कौन कम पता नहीं. Let's start with the questions now. Having done the basics, now let's quickly try to solve the questions here. Company B had its highest profit. उसका खुद का हाईएस्ट कौन से साल में था? For a smarter person it's very simple. From 8 to 9 it grew by 25%. Kids, it's not reducing. From 9 to 10 it again increased. It's not reducing. It increased but at a lesser percentage, 20. Again increase. It's not flat, again increase. Look, till 2012, look ये कम नहीं हो रहा है, it's increasing. First 25%, again increase, again. The only reduction they saw was in 2013. Profit पिछले साल से कम हुआ है. The highest answer should be what? 2012. The same question, had it been for company C, increase, कम नहीं हो रहा है, बढ़ते ही जा रहा है, तो answer would have been 13. But for practice say, answer we already know, but for practice say, let's find each and every company's profit every year. Just for practice we are doing 2008. Let's say A started 100A, B started 100B, C started 100C. So 2009, A increased by 30%, A becomes पिछले साल से 30% ज्यादा. So A will be, look ये values पता नहीं है कितने से start हुआ. A becomes 130A, B becomes 125B, C becomes 120C. पिछले साल से 30% more, 25% more, 20. Now 2009 to 10, listen case, 9 to 10, they are not having same profits, कम भी नहीं हो रहा है, all are growing by 20%. A grew by 20%. Calculations approximation में बहुत किया है. इसका 20% increase, केस 130 का 20% is 26, 156A. B grew by 20% again, 20% of 125B. Kids, 125 का B का 20% is 25. So it becomes 150B. Not needed, just practice कर रहे हैं. Answer C पिछले साल से 20% increase, इसका 20% is 24, 144C. 2011, now A grew by 10 to 11, A and C grew by what? 25%. This grew by 25%. It's not reducing. This grew by 15%. I repeat. Now A is growing by 25%. 25%, 1/4 of this. 156 का 1/4 is 39. It will become 195A. 15%, इसका 15% is 22.5. इंक्रीज तो हो ही रहा है. 25% C, 1/3, 44 का 25%, 1/4. Calculations you can keep on doing. जब तक oral calculation होएगा नहीं, DI कुछ भी होएगा नहीं. Forget about cracking any exam. Now 2012, 11 to 12, A increased by 20%. 20% of 195, 1/5 of that, 39 का increase, so 234A. B is increasing by, from 11 to 12, B increased by 15%. B is increasing case, this value का 15%. We know very well how to calculate. 10%, 17.25, 5%, 8.6. So it's nearly 25.8. It's nearly, understand, इसका 10%, इसका 5%. So it's nearly 25.87. Let's take it 26 approximately. It's not going to affect. And C increased from 11 to 12, Understand kids, C increased from 11 to 12 by 20%. 20% of this, I repeat, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. A has increased just by 10%. Sorry, so I'll just change this value. A got increased by 10%. A is increasing by 10%. 10% of this, 19.5. So you get 214.5. A increase, B, C का 30%, इसका 20%, 36. It becomes what all? 216A. And lastly what we need is 2013. 2013, A got increased. 2013, A is, don't say value is flat. Again increases of 10%. 10% of this, 21.5. 21.5 ka increase. So yes, please take it here around this thing. B increase, B ka reduction at 10%. B got reduced by iska 10%. So what all we get here is iska 10%, 19.8, nearly 20. And C value, this is C, and C got increased by, C is increasing by, please check it here, C ka increment is of 15%. 15% of this, 10%, 21.6, 5%, so 32.4 ka increase. So what we get? Nearly 248. Kids, please first understand what we did. First of all, answer to the question was very simple. Company B had highest profit. Look, ये कम नहीं हो रहा है. 8 to 9 बढ़ा, 9 to 10 बढ़ा लेकिन कम बढ़ा है कम, उतना ही बढ़ा है. और अब डिक्रीज हुआ है, रिडक्शन. तो टिल 2012 इट केप्ट ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. आंसर दिस. यही क्वेश्चन ए या सी रहता तो वो बढ़ ही रहे. आंसर था 13. प्रैक्टिस के लिए किया. इफ दे स्टार्टेड विद दिस, नेक्स्ट ईयर ए इंक्रीज बाय 30%, बी 25%, सी. नेक्स्ट ईयर इसका बढ़ा 20%, इसका बढ़ के ए बढ़ा 25%, बी बढ़ा, सी बढ़ा. अब अगेन ए बढ़ के, बी बढ़ के, सिर्फ अब बी कम हुआ है. आंसर वॉज वेरी सिंपल. Look, I have already explained you enough here. What the question says here, if A11 was this in 2011, what was in it? Let's say it was X. Now what's been given is 8 to 9 is increment in the profit is 30%. What all was it? Got increased by 30%. If in 2008 it was X, it got increased by 30%. This is the profit in 2009. Now 9 to 10, A's profit is this. A's profit did not reduce, it got increased by 20%. What all was it here? Look, if you are having tough time doing all these calculations, you must do approximate calculation. You must revise our percentage lecture. Basics are done there. If X increased by 30%, 2009 to 10 A increased by 20, and 10 to 11 A increased by now what? 25%. So this was 2010. So 2011's profit. Listen kids, what all I said. If 2008 में A had X, 9 में increased by 30%. अब 9 to 10 A's profit increased by 20%, 9 का जो था उससे 20%. अब 10 while we had 10 to 11 increased by 20%. So this is the final profit in 2011, which is this. So what was the profit? So let's quickly simplify here. If you try to go with the very basics part, 100. What all we get this side? 120, 130. You could have easily simplified earlier. Let's quickly check it. 25 4s are 5s are 5, 20s are 26 are 0 cancel. So what all were left out? Calculations is a very simple task for you. Into 4 is left out. Divided by 6 into 13. 13 2s are 1s are 2 2s are 3s are 3. So we are left out with 7 and 2. Answer is 14 lakh. Look at the logic. 9 to 10. Sorry. 2008 if it was X. 2009 increased by 30%. This value increased by 20%. This value increased by 25%. Given 27.3. Calculations I do not need to teach. Calculations I do not need to teach you. So what all is being given here is answer is going to be 14 lakh. Look, question asked is already enough logic is being built up. Which company had highest? Khud ka nahi. Out of the 3 companies, which had highest amount of profit? Amount, right? Now, already we know the answer will be cannot be determined. We know the answer will be cannot be determined because we know everything. How much percent? But we don't know who started with what in 2008. In 2008, they all had 100. We don't know. A, B, C, what they started. It may have happened A started with 10 crore, B started with 1000 crore, C started with 5000 crore. It may have happened A started with 100 crore, B with 50 crore and this with 10 lakh. Look, all these values are with respect to previous year. Everything depends on starting में 2008 में कितना कितना था. 100A था, 100B था, 100C था. बट ये वैल्यू कितना था? Who started? तीनों का इक्वल था, कम था. Look, if ऐसा स्टार्टिंग हुआ तो C will be highest. ऐसा स्टार्टिंग हुआ A will be highest. If starting is this is 500 crore, 50 lakh, 10 lakh, then obviously, so we know answer will be cannot be determined for each and every one of these years because start base क्या है पता नहीं है. Base year values of 2008 we don't know them. ये equal है, कम है, ज़्यादा है, पता नहीं है. So depends on that. ये equal रहता तो we had done. ये equal अपन ने पहले ही बनाया था. If they started with 100A, 100B, 100C, आखिरी में. Listen, if अगर देते तीनों का starting same था, it's not given. If it's given तीनों का starting same था, तो highest comes what? C. But ये कब आएगा? If starting is same. Who started with what? We don't know. 108 तो 236A. But A कितना है? B कितना है? C कितना है? We don't know. So answer who had highest in 13? Answer is depends on this. Cannot be determined. Understand the difference now here. In 2008 it's given all at same. दिया है all at same. नहीं तो आंसर cannot be determined आता. अभी वो आंसर नहीं आएगा. Who had highest in 11? Smarter person will see first year A grew highest. Next year all of them grew same. If base was all of them started with 100, highest will be A. 2010 all grew by same, is again highest is A. And 2010 to 11 again A and C grew highest, so its answer is going to be what? A. But if you look later on, C grew more than A and B reduced also. But asked is 2011 क्या समझाया है, बट दिया है सबसे पहले all had same, नहीं तो आंसर यही आ जाता. All started same, 8 to 9 सबसे ज्यादा A बढ़ा, 9 to 10 all grew same, बट यहां से ये अभी भी ये हाईएस्ट, और 10 to 11 A and C हाईएस्ट है, तो वापस से A हाईएस्ट. If you want to practice only, you can do if 2008 A started with 100, given is B started with 100, 2009 A 130, B is 125, we have done it enough. 2010 all grew by 20%, 20% of this, 20% of this, and 20% of this. Now 2011 A grew by 25% of this 195, B grew 15% of this 172.5, and this is again 25%. We had already done it. Because starting is given same, who will be highest we already know. Answer is what? A. आगे C बढ़ जाएगा. Smarter person could have said orally, because it's given starting is same, we can give answer is what? A will have highest. In a practice we had already here this base value. When we made chart, we can see if starting is same, 11 A comes highest, 13 C comes highest, but till 11 only starting is given same. Question is, if in 11, mind well, in 11 A and C 12 and 15 13. Look, understand what, how we read this line graph. From 11 to 12, company A's profit from 11 to 12 means in 2012 A's profit reduce नहीं हुआ है. Simple meaning पिछले साल से 10%, और 12 to 13 भी 10%. So A, if it was 12, 10% it got increased. If in 2011 this 10% of this increase, or next year this का 10% increase, so what it becomes is 14.5. I repeat, if A's profit was A, in 2011 10% increase, again 10% increase. If A started with 12, 10%, again 10%. And C's profit 2011 to 12 C increase from previous year to this year, increment is 20%. If it was 15 lakh, 20% 3, what is it? 80. 15's 20%, 3 increase. Now 2012 to 13, profit of C increased by 15%. 15% of this, what all we get is, kids, I don't need to teach you 10% plus 5%. This will become 21.7. I repeat what all I said. A's profit, if in 11 was 12, increased by 10%. This is the profit in 2012. 12 to 13, in 13 A's profit increase, again it's not flat, again same percentage increase. Percentage increase, many of you get confused that it's flat profit. No, percent, last year it increased by 10%, same value is there, profit is not same, percentage increase is same. C started with 15, 20%, 18, iska 15% this. So what is the difference in their profits? Difference in their profits, what is it? Please tell me what is the difference in their profits here? This is 20.7, I'm so sorry, 20.7, 6.18. The other way of doing it was, listen, if A's profit is 12, first year increased by 10%, again increased by 12%. This way is also we can solve. 10% increase, again 10%, solve कर लो, answer तो same ही आएगा. Answer will be same, 14.52. C started with 15, first year 20% increase, got increased by 20%, next year increased by 15%, 100 plus, solve it, calculations I don't need to teach you here, it will be 20.7. Simply, first it got increased by 10%, again by 10%. For C ka profit 20%, 15%. So what is the difference in their profits? You do this ways, or what all 10%, first 10%, then again 10%, iska 20 base year. Totally different kind of caselet now. This question says line graph shows percentage profits of companies. Look, previous question was about percent increase with respect to previous year. Understand, that question was totally different. This question is about, look, it's not about पिछले साल से कितना बढ़ा है. Last question was, what was the increase with respect to previous year? पिछले साल से profit कितना बढ़ा है? ये totally अलग question type है. This is about percentage profit in this particular year. Income in simple words sales, expenditure in simple words cost. Means simply percentage profit is sales, what we do, SP minus CP upon CP into 100. Same formula is given. Simple meaning is, in 2009, A's percentage profit was highest. A had 30%, B, C. But it does not mean profit of A was highest. Simple meaning है इसका, क्या meaning है इसका? If A का cost, सुनो, meaning is in 2009 for A, if expenditure was 100, profit was 30 and income was 130. For B, if expenditure was 100, profit was 20, and for C, if expenditure was 100, beta percentage profit is on expenditure. For C, profit is 50, income. Beta ये simple है, percentage. So if someone asks us who had highest profit in 2009, answer is cannot be determined. समझ के लो. देखो एक simple example अपन लेते हैं. इसका मीनिंग क्या था? 2009 में A का 30% प्रॉफिट, So if they had 100 rupee cost, 30 profit selling. B on 100, but we don't know how whose expenditure is how much. Amount we cannot say. A simple real life example. Forget about the question. Hero out of 3 bike companies. Hero, Bajaj, real life I am taking to explain, and your Royal Enfield company name is Aisha, which makes you that typical macho bike bullet. Hero price of bike is lesser. Splendor, our typical uncle wala bike, my kind of people wala bike, price is around 50,000. Bajaj, your Pulsar, this is Hero Splendor, Bajaj Pulsar is around 75,000. And Bullet Aisha, Bullet is around 1.5 lakh. Look, when Hero sells price at lesser price, their percent profit is lesser. They may have around 10% real life. बजाज का प्रॉफिट परसेंट ज्यादा है और आयशर तो और भी ज्यादा है, बहुत कमा लेता है. मीन्स पर बाइक percentage profit of real life, percentage profit of Aisher is lesser, Bullet, Hero is lesser, mid is Bajaj, and Bullet is much more. So per bike profit may be lesser for Hero. Per bike profit means percentage bike, per bike profit is more for Bullet and less for Hero. But total profit depends on what? Profit per bike into number of bikes sold. Total profit wise, Hero may be highest, Bajaj will be second, and this is third. फर्क समझ के लो बेटा. What I said here is percentage profit for Bullet is more, but amount wise Hero is highest because Hero sells lakhs of bikes, this sells thousands of bikes. Simple. One more example I'll give you. One more example. Let's say take example of Apple. It may not be real life. Apple and our Micromax. Micromax का percentage profit is less. Apple का is much more. Worldwide तो सबको पता है Apple makes much more profit. But in India, because Micromax sells many more phones, it may make more profit. We don't know. Percent profit has got nothing to do with profit amount, because sales amount we may not know. Last example I will say here. Let's say Reliance का profit is 10% and Pankaj Academy का is 40%. Now you understood. We know पंकज गांधी कमा के कितना कमा लेगा, 10-20 लाख, और रिलायंस कमा लेगा 10-20 हजार करोड़. So percent profit, they sell crude oil, percent profit is lesser. 100 रुपए के माल पे 10 रुपया प्रॉफिट, यहाँ 6,700 पे प्रॉफिट आ सकता है, बट कितना आ जाएगा? So that's what this case lit is about. In this particular year, percentage profit किसका कितना था? Simple meaning, in 2009 A का percentage profit, but amount पता नहीं. 2010 में percent profit of A is 20. Simply किसका कौन से साल में क्या percent profit था, not about amount. Please make sure these two line graphs you have properly understood. Very important. Now second part. If you look at company A, it means in 2009 company had 30% profit margin. 2010 A had just 20% profit. Does it mean total profit 2009 ka is more and 10 ka is less? No. Here company made 30% profit, here 20%. Let's assume कि अगर कंपनी को यहां 30% प्रॉफिट हुआ है, यहां 20%, बट ऐसे भी तो हो सकता है कि कंपनी हियर was making 30% profit but could sell, let's say there was one company which was making 30% profit by selling an article for 10,000 rupees ka one article and it could sell only 10. Next year it's making 20% profit. 20% profit means selling price is reduced, थोड़ा कम हो गया, but let's say it's able to make 1,000 articles. So no, per article profit will get reduced, but total profit may be more. Understand, many time companies what they do is they reduce on their profit margin but make more profit by selling more articles. That's what is the typical funda. Like, let's understand few more things I'll try to explain. Like companies like Flipkart, yeah, obviously we all know they are loss making. Right now their percentage profit is less, लॉस है बट समझ लो. बट और लोकल बनिए वाला अपना किराना दुकान वाले का परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट इज मोर. बट लुक एट सम टाइम ऑनवर्ड्स परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट लेस रखा है, परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट, बट टोटल प्रॉफिट मे बी मच मोर फॉर फ्लिपकार्ट. मे बी. How so? Please understand what it says here is, let's say take example of company B. 2009 में परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट 20 था, 2010 में परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट बढ़ा है. डज नॉट मीन अमाउंट, सिंपल मीनिंग है 100 रुपए कॉस्ट पे प्रॉफिट, बट कितने आर्टिकल्स बेचे वो पता नहीं है. सो प्लीज what it says here, furthermore, let's understand quickly. But यहाँ अब says company B in 2010-12 लॉस आ रहा था, means एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा था, एक्सपेंडिचर 100 था तो लॉस 10 था और इनकम 90 था. ये किसके लिए बात हो रही है? कंपनी बी 10% लॉस मीन्स एक्सपेंडिचर 100 पे 10 लॉस. अब ये परसेंटेज लॉस है, घाटे में चल रही. ऑल द बेसिक्स आर डन एंड नाउ वी स्टार्ट विद द क्वेश्चंस. क्वेश्चन हियर इज व्हिच कंपनी हैड हाईएस्ट? आंसर वी ऑलरेडी नो. दो इन 2009 इज परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट इज हाईएस्ट. B's is mid percentage profit, B's is 20, C has lowest. This is percentage profit. I want amount of profit. Answer is cannot be determined. Simply it may happen. Look, what percentage profit means is on 100 rupee cost or expenditure, it may have happened A sells only 10 lakh ka things, B 100 crores and C 1000 crore. In this case obviously C will have highest. It may happen 100 crore, 5 crore, 2 crore. In this case अपन ने बहुत सीखा था, like we saw example of bullet का percentage profit is highest but doesn't mean amount of profit is highest. Forget it. We cannot give this, just gives percentage profit. Amount of profit depends on sales, किसका कितना cost है. Look, अगर ऐसे दिया रहता expenditure of each company ABC is same in 2009, तो आंसर आता है अगर एक्सपेंडिचर दिया रहता सेम, क्योंकि फिर हाईएस्ट परसेंट प्रॉफिट किसका है, ए का। ये कब आता है, एक्सपेंडिचर सेम है। राइट नाउ वी नो परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट इज हाईएस्ट फॉर ए, अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट वी डोंट नो, आंसर इज कैन बी डिटरमाइंड। In which year did, again I'm explaining, question answers are simple once you have understood graph what it says or what the case rate is all about. Highest amount of profit, listen, for company B highest percent profit came in 2010, 12 was lost. It's not about पिछले साल से कितना बढ़ा, that was previous case rate, forget it. Simply it says 2009 में B had percentage profit 20%, 2010 में 25%, 2014 में just 10%. But sometimes it may happen you reduce the profit margin. Imagine you have mango ka season right now. Someone is selling at a 50% profit, someone is selling at 5% profit, but he sells 1000 dozens and he sells just 5 dozens. Look, percentage profit of B was highest in 2010. But our percentage profit is not asked. It may happen it had highest profit, it may have happened परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट कम किया लेकिन धंधा बहुत बढ़ा लिया, ही इंक्रीज द टर्नओवर बाय thousands of times. So that's why answer is cannot be determined unless and until I know. Look, if turnover was same, highest will be here, but just it's given percentage profit, highest amount of profit कब आया पता नहीं. Question given here is, in 2011, A and B had same expenditure, amount of expenditure is same. Listen, 2011, A's profit percentage is 15, A is 15 and B is what? 20. What we know, formally we know percentage profit, income minus, simple भाषा में for A, if expenditure is 100, profit is 15. For A, if income is expenditure is 100, costs of profit 15, income sales will be 115. And for B is going to be what? B, if expenditure is 100, profit is 20, income is going to be, simply this ratio means if expenditure is 100, profit is 15 for A, on 100 15 profit income, for B on 100 profit 20 income. A is to be expenditure, because expenditure was same given, same दिया है 100 था, तो what is the ratio of their incomes? 115 is to 120, 23 is to 24. Shortcut we have already seen. A का 100 expenditure 15 profit income, 100 expenditure 20 profit. Smart way we have seen. Long cut चाहिए तो we can have long. What all you want? Same question with longer cut. A का percentage profit for 2011 is 15%. What is the formula? So A का percent profit formula, A के percentage profit, income of A, let's say IA, let's say expenditure was 100, we're taking, let's say income of A IA, long cut, let's say expenditure was 100 upon 100, formula is given. So what we get? Cancelled, Income of A 115. Income of A 115. Now, for B, this is for A. For B, what we know is percentage profit for B is what? B percentage profit is 20%. Let's say income of B minus expenditure of B, this thing cancel. What all we get here is income of B is 120. Income of B minus 100 upon 100. Income of B. I repeat, what was given? Expenditures were same, let's say 100. Income of A minus expenditure of A, I took 100. But smarter way, we knew, yahan bhi kar lo, what all we got? Income of A is to income of B, 115 is to 120, 23 is to 24. Smarter way was already there with us. Smarter way was already there with us. What's given here is 2013. We're talking of 2013. B had income, but B made a profit of 20%. A had income of this thing, but A made a loss of 15%. Expenditure, profit or loss, always on expenditure. Smarter person knows what? For A, if expenditure was 100, A made a loss of 15. So income was 15 less. Expenditure 100, loss 15, income this. A's income is given 11.9. So expenditure will be what? 1190 upon 85. Please check it here. We can solve it. 17 5s are 85. This is nothing but 70 by 5, 14 crores. I repeat, A had loss of 15%, expenditure 100, loss 15 income given. So what is A's expenditure? But B made a profit. B had a profit. So if expenditure 100, profit 20, income for B will be 120. If his expenditure is 100, profit income. Income for B is given 18.6. So what all we get here is 1860. Solve it 15.5. Question given was B had income of this, but B made a profit of 20%, company B, on 100 expenditure, 20 profit income. Income given. What is the expenditure of B? For A, loss, expenditure 100, loss 15 income. Income given. What is it? Shortcut was this one. Long cut is always there. So difference in the incomes, difference we already know. Now, long cut you could have a typical formula guy. We don't want that shortcut, we have already seen. A made a loss of 15%. Percentage loss for A. In case of loss, obviously expenditure is more. Expenditure of A, let's say expenditure of A, EA. Income of A is given, what is it, 11.9 upon 11.9. Sorry, this is what is income given. I want expenditure, profit or loss. So let's quickly check it. Expenditure of A, because A made a loss, percentage loss, expenditure more, income lesser, divided by expenditure formula is already given. Already we know also. 15 times expenditure of A, 100 EA, long cut is going on here. So what all we get here is 85 EA 1190 divide by 17, 1190, 17 7s are 17 5s are 40. Just we fill the values. Percentage loss for A 15, Expenditure of A, income of A upon expenditure. Let's try it for B now. B was being given here is, was being given for B is, please check it. B had income of 18.6. B made a profit. Percentage profit, income is more. So percentage profit for B is 20. Income more minus expenditure of B. This is profit upon expenditure of B into 100. Let's solve it. 20 EB 1860 minus 100 EB. What all we get here is 120 times EB is this. Solve it. Expenditure. This is the long cut we use. B had 20% profit. Income more, expenditure lesser upon expenditure of B. Expenditure of B, expenditure of A, difference. Typical bookish way, 15% loss for A, income less, expenditure more. B 20% profit, income more, expenditure. So दोनों का difference is what? 1.5. But definitely smarter way was using the basic logic. Profit or loss for A 15% loss we did, for B 20% profit, income to expenditure, loss hai. That's what we did. Was given now in 2010, A and B had same incomes. Mind well, 2010 B's profit percentage is 25% and A had 20%. Question asked is, find the ratio of their expenditures. Simple, profit or loss always on cost price. 2010 for A, if expenditure was 100, profit was 20, not 120, profit was 20 and income was 120. So if I take income 100, expenditure of A will be this thing. For B, B had 25% profit, expenditure 100, profit 25, income or expenditure profit pay, cost pay. If income is 100, why I am taking 100? Both same. I took incomes, both ka 100 is given, they had same. B 25% profit, expenditure 100, profit 25, income. So for B what we know is 10,000 upon 125. For A, expenditure 100, profit 20, income. Listen, they had same incomes. A 20% profit, expenditure profit, income. I have taken income same. I have taken means it was given. So what is the ratio of their incomes of A is to be ratio, expenditure of A, this thing, expenditure of B, what all we get? This thing gets cancelled, this will get this side, this will. So expenditure of A is to B, ratio is this. What is the ratio is? 25 is to 24. Long cut was always there. This is the shortcut what we use. Filling in the formula, like this is what many people, average kind of people, they try to do it, but they never pass the exams. For A was given 20% profit, A ka profit 20%, B ka profit 25%. Percentage profit, fill the formula, A's profit. Incomes are same, let's say income of A minus expenditure of A upon into 100. So 20 times expenditure of A, 10,000 minus EA, 100 EA, we have solved the bracket. 120 times expenditure of A, 10,000. So what all we get here is expenditure of A, 10,000 upon 120. I repeat, percentage profit, income minus expenditure. A's profit is 20%. Incomes, let's say take 100. Expenditure of A upon A. Solve it. Same we do for B here. B's profit is 25. incomes are same, इसका 100 तो इसका expenditure of B, income minus expenditure profit. So what all we get? 25 times EB, 10,000 minus 100 EB. 125 EB is 10,000. So what all we get here is expenditure of B 10,000 upon 125. Already here onwards we have solved. Rather than that, income same, just EA expenditure of A, we fill the formula with values, and ratio of expenditure of A upon expenditure of B. Anyone can do it. This will get solved. This goes upar, this goes niche. If you have doubt, basics you need to clear. Basics you need to clear. So let's quickly check it here. What all we did. Shortcut was much better. Their incomes were same. Expenditure profit. A had 20% profit, expenditure profit income. B had 25% profit, expenditure profit income. So what is the ratio of their this thing? 25:5.